So hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. Today I'm going to look at something a little bit different. Looking at probably the worst games currently available on the Evercade. Now this is just a personal choice of games I'm not really that fussed on. Obviously some of these games you might actually quite like, so apologies for if you do. It's just a personal choice. Please comment below or on our social media channels on what you think are the least decent games that are currently on Evercade. So without further ado, this is the Interplay Collection 1. Now I wasn't really a fan of a lot of these games, so I'm going to have a look at Clay Fighter. Just to reiterate, these are not in any particular order. They're just my personal choice of the games that I really don't like and don't enjoy, and I don't think are particularly great games. So Clay Fighter, I'm not sure if this is the SNES version or the Mega Drive version, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's probably the Mega Drive version, but it wasn't a good game then, and it's not really a great game now. So I mean, I think the design of it is actually really good. You've got a whole load of different characters, I guess made out of clay, and the setup's really quite cool. It's colourful, it's bright, but it's an absolute dog to play. It's terrible. There's no fun in it. There's only feels like a couple of moves, and I just felt. I mean, it looks great. Nothing wrong with the graphics at all. And it's maybe kind of funny, but you kind of bashing away. You get maybe kick, a couple of punches, and really doesn't feel a lot of variety in it at all. And it just seems totally random, totally unenjoyable, and I just don't like it. I mean, I think it's difficult to sit and play this any longer than maybe a couple of minutes before you get totally bored or fed up with it. But it is what it is. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that actually quite enjoy this. But for me, no, I don't like it. This is not a good game at all. So second game on my list, sort of looking at maybe about 5 games that are not particularly great. There's not actually that many that are particularly poor on the Evercade out of the hundreds of games that are now available. So that's quite a good thing, but there is a few that you kind of think really shouldn't have bothered with. And this is one. Battle Chess, this is again on the Interplay Collection 1. It's 8-bit chess. I mean, I'd say I know how to play chess, I quite enjoy it, but I'm not sure this is a good game. I mean, the whole point of it, I guess, is the battle nature of it and the way you're supposed to play it. Nothing really wrong with the graphics or the setup, but in this initial stage it's slow, it's tedious. It's the point of it, if you look at the animation, it's slow. You wait forever for the character to move and then roll in. I mean, chess can be a slow game as it is. I'm sitting watching these animations, which is probably the point of this game, is tedious. I don't know who's going to actually sit and watch these character animations go so slow through the moves. It's just downright tedious. You can turn this off and then just play like a normal chess game, but I think that completely defeats the point of what the chess game's all about, and this is just ridiculous. Which is why I just think, what is the point? You might as well just get your chessboard out and play a normal game of chess. Nothing really wrong with the graphics or anything, but this is just painful. Like I say, you can turn this off, but again, it's totally defeating the point for me. So next game we're going to look at on the list is Weapon Lord. This is on the Namco Museum Collection 2. I believe this was a SNES game originally. And it's kind of like a beat 'em up game. But, wow, I just think it's quite a sluggish, horrible game. Again, nothing really wrong with the graphics, they're all quite bright, nice, colourful, well designed. But It's the gameplay that's the problem. We've got a good selection of characters to choose from, but it's
Battle 1.
so as you see, it's actually kind of sluggish to play. It's a bit like Clay Fitters. There only seems to be like a couple of moves to choose from, and it seems to be like a slight delay in the sort of button pressing. I mean, it always feels like you're up against it and you're one move behind the sort of computer opposition. I mean, it looks nice, it really looks nice, but it just doesn't play well. I just feel as if I've no chance in every single battle I've got here. Is it because the button sort of delay I just seem to get nowhere? Maybe it's I'm not particularly good at it. I just find it's not a fun game to play. It's horrible, doesn't respond well, and that's pretty much why I've got this in the list. I just can't see myself play. Look how slow the sort of respond is when you're trying to click the buttons. Absolutely nothing happening, and you think you're just getting pulverised every single time. Look how long it takes sort of things to happen. It's just no, I can't see myself wanting to even like get into this game at all. Just too slow, too sluggish. I just don't enjoy it at all. And there's a lot better beat 'em ups on the Evercade right now that are worthy of your attention. This definitely is not one of them. So next on the list is on the Technos collection, which I'm not really a big fan of any of these games on here. I mean, Double Dragon games are okay. River City Ransom's quite cool, I guess. But yeah, Crash and the Boys, really I'm no good at this. Maybe it's just my fault. It's not on the list right enough, but Renegade's quite hard to play as well. I don't think the NES version is particularly amazing. But one of the games I'm going to put is Super Dodgeball, which as we have a look and we'll see why I don't think this is particularly great. So yeah, the graphics are probably a little bit dated now, but that's not really a massive problem. Immediately you can see the problem is there's too much sprites for this. I guess it was the NES at the time to actually handle, and there's constant flashing, which is probably quite a trait on the NES where too many sprites and you start to flash and they can't handle all these sprites on the screen at once and they can't see, and it's a particularly dull game to play. You just really grab the ball, dodge the ball, get hit. It's pretty dull to play. I don't really enjoy it much. There's no skill in it. It's tedious. But yeah, the graphics themselves flashing is just off-putting. It just makes the game pretty poor to play. And yeah, it is off-putting every time you're playing it, which I really don't like at all. So last on the list is probably one of the more recent collections, on the Atari Lynx Collection 1. Generally it's a really decent collection. I've never really played a lot of the games because never really have had an Atari Lynx, so it was pleasant to get to play some of these games. Not all of them are great. There are a few that are a little bit, you think, wow, maybe they shouldn't really be there. Some are not amazing, but I'd say the some are just not good. But the worst of this is probably this one, Jimmy Connor's Tennis. Let's have a look at it. Now the problem isn't really anything, the graphics are okay, maybe a little bit blocky. Sounds fine, even some speech in it.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Connors. Welcome to the...
Like that, which is kind of funny, but the problem is how the game plays.
Let's play tennis.
Like a lot of tennis games, it's actually quite difficult to even hit the ball. Serving, ski, can't even serve. Okay, now try. It's all about timing, I guess. Okay, that's all okay. Then it comes back, you're like, oh my god, here it comes. And then you try and hit it back, and it's all about being in the right place, I guess. But it's massively frustrating, incredibly annoying. I mean, I think there's actually another tennis game on the Atari collection which is so much more playable than this, and it's so much older. But it's more fun, you can play, you can actually get a game of tennis going. This is just incredibly frustrating while I hit the ball back. And the opponent didn't even move, so it's such a poorly implemented game. And I think it probably highlights something that's really wrong with a lot of tennis games at that time. Very difficult to implement, and this is probably one of the worst examples at the time. Oh jeez, it's difficult to judge where to stand, even though the cursor's there telling you where to stand. It just seems almost impossible to do anything about it. But there's definitely better tennis games out there. You think of, oh jeez, you think of Virtua Tennis, which was really good. And there's even some older ones on, let's say, the computer systems which were half decent you could play, but this is tough. Oh, I'm just not good. Maybe it's just the fact I'm not good at it, but I don't think it's a great game. I really don't enjoy it, which is why it's on the list. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, make a comment, either here or on social media, to what you think and what your least favourite games are. It's not really the type of video I'm going to do lots of, because by far and large I really like the Evercade. So many great games, hidden gems to play. So I just thought it'd be a good idea to have a look at games that are not particularly great. Maybe it'd be good to try and avoid adding too many of these going forward. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and see you next time.